Hello, I'm Robert Backlund. I'm going to do a series of sessions talking about Team Europe and Global Gateway. I will go through some experiences on the ground, the rationale behind it, and also discuss how it can evolve in the future. Team Europe cooperation is when the EU and member states collaborate to make a greater and more coherent impact than they could have attained working on their own. Saying member states, it could also include development finance institutions, and notably the European Investment Bank. In the future, it could possibly also include trade and export promotion agencies. The approach started to be implemented around 2019. And this was notably before the COVID-19 pandemic and also before some of the geopolitical changes that we have seen since then that have impacted on the global world order. The Team Europe initiatives are agreed in a number of Council conclusions. I would like to draw the attention to the Council conclusions of the 23rd of April in 2021, according to which a Team Europe initiative is intended to strategically promote the EU, its member states and its financial institutions as partners of reference, and to increase the impact and visibility of the European action. And in order to establish a Team Europe initiative, there must be a minimum common frame that keeps the TEI together. TEI, that's the abbreviation for the Team Europe initiative. And this minimum common frame could be an overarching joint intervention logic. Yeah, it means that you set up an overall objectives, you might have sub-objectives, you set up expected results, perhaps even indicators. I'd like to argue that to start a Team Europe initiative, you need to do your policy analysis and your contextual analysis properly. A good analysis helps us understand who we are from our end, and it helps us to understand the environment in which we operate and our partners in that environment. Doing so helps us to carve out what are the priorities in this particular context. It helps us to stand firm on the ground. When putting together this Team Europe initiative, you will also make an analysis of the contributions that are being implemented on the ground already and that are planned to be implemented. Having come that far, we can use this material for a lot of different things. It will help us to strategize, to program and to write project proposals. But it also helps us to put together joint messages for public diplomacy and communications campaigns. It helps us also to have good material for our dialogue with the host country government and with other actors in that country. So you see that the Team Europe approach is wider than only the project interventions. On the communication side, this policy analysis and the joint messaging and everything helps us to put together a narrative which is basically the story of how the EU and member states want to be perceived. What is it that is communicated and how it is received by the counterpart? Because With a strong joint narrative, we find that people might become more friendly, more positive towards the EU, contrary to if they don't know what the EU is, what it does, what it stands for. And when I say the EU now, I mean the EU institutions and the member states and the financing institutions working better together. So what is the relation between the Team Europe initiative and the Global Gateway? It is said that the Global Gateway should predominantly be implemented in a Team Europe approach, and that the Team Europe initiatives can be used as building blocks for the Global Gateway. Because you will find that either the full Team Europe initiative or certain pieces of the Team Europe initiative will fit very well into the objectives of the Global Gateway. It will mostly be on the infrastructure or investment side, but there are many different actions that will fit in Global Gateway. So Global Gateway is used when the EU and Team Europe is communicating externally. It's the brand. Team Europe, on the other hand, is the method, the way in which the EU and member states and development finance institutions are synergizing how we speak and coordinate. And the Team Europe initiative is the group of projects and initiatives that leads to transformational impact. Thank you for watching. See you soon again. Cheers.